Hunter, how's it going?
Hey, man, I'm ecstatic, man. You see the smile on my face. I'm wearing red. I'm Mr. Kool-Aid man right now. I got the Kool-Aid smile and all, man. It feels good to be an Eagle fan, man. It feels damn good to be a Philadelphia Eagle fan. Let's go. How was your weekend, though, bro?
Was a wonderful weekend as usual. We had some Oscar action last night, and then boom, a star-studded free agency period kickoff, you want to call it that. NFL, the player movement, player development, player strategy. Another sort of two things, two questions. So we're going to jump in. First question with respect to this NFL free agency period 2024. Who are your favorite signings for the other non-Philadelphia Eagles squads out there?
All right, so let's go. I love Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. And listen, one of the best defensive tackles in football. He got, what, $114 million contract. He might be the richest defensive tackle in football right now. Great signing for the Raiders. So if I'm going to say anybody so far outside of what my boys is doing, anything outside of that, I really like Christian Wilkins. That's going to solidify the defense with Max Crosby. Bringing that front line, it was getting a lot of pressure lately once Mr. Pierce took over the roster and the team. They was getting to the quarterback religiously. So you having a guy that gets after the quarterback out there, only going to strengthen the defense. I like what the Raiders did with that signing.
And then a guy that you and I both joke about once in a while, on record for talking about Baker Mayfield, Sunset Cruise, going down to Tampa Bay, replacing
more commercials than wins. You know what I mean?
More commercials than wins. He's got to fill the shoes of the football antichrist, a.k.a. Tom Brady. And then, boom, in your words, he's almost got the Bucs going to the Super Bowl against the Lions.
Yeah, man, a couple plays away from getting them to the NFC Championship against Detroit. He did his thing this year. It was a renaissance year. He earned that $100 million contract, and I'm one of his biggest detractors. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but I could call it how I see it. And I saw that the man really put that franchise on his back, along with Mike Evans and having weapons, Chris Godwins of the world. You got a great defense. Todd Bowles is one of the great defensive lines in football. I like what Baker Mayfield did. He was a game manager. He didn't do too much. He did enough to get the wins, and look, he was rewarded properly. He deserved that $100 million contract.
And now you want to talk about somebody who is stacking the chips, per the usual. Kirk Cousins. I mean, this guy, and to put it in your phrase, an all-time finesser. I mean, from DC to Minnesota, this guy, I mean, he basically wrote the book on guaranteed money.
This brother here, Kirk Cousins, like I told you previously, you know what you're getting with Kirk Cousins. You're not going to get anything more. You're not going to get anything less. It's going to be the same Kirk Cousins years. You're going to get, we're going to say 3,800 yards passing, 3,700 yards passing, close to 4,000 yards passing. Let's see, because he got Drake London. He got Kyle Pitts. I expect their receiving yards to go up a lot this year. You got, what's my running back name, man, from Texas? There you go. They got Bijan Robinson, one of the premier, soon-to-be premier running back, because he had a great rookie year. You got Helm Algier. You got a great offensive line and a growing defense. You could get me a 10, 11 win team under Kirk Cousins. It's when it's playoff time. It's when you know what you're getting already. That's when he get in trouble. In the playoffs, regular season, he's going to be up and down. He's going to have more games up and down. He's going to have his downs, but he's going to do enough to get you in the mix. It's when you get in the mix, and what he could do with that mix is when you're running into trouble. Shout out for Kirk Cousins, man, the ultimate finesser in NFL history.
Ultimate finesser, to put it into his famous line coming in off the field in Washington. You like that. We all know that he likes getting the...
Oh, he loving it. He loving it.
Like he's doing. Okay, so a couple surprise moves. Aaron Jones getting released by the Green Bay Packers surprised me, right?
How about that? That was surprising.
I'm a fan of Josh Jacobs. I think that Josh Jacobs had an axe to grind last year with the franchise tag. He thought he deserved a little bit better of a payday. I think that he's also advocating for the running back position in general. But Aaron Jones is responsible for some big plays up there in Green Bay. I feel like he deserved a little bit better than just a straight out release like this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. Listen, when you go to a car dealership, you see what's out there in the display. You see everything out in the front. You see the nice car, but in the back they got the extra nice shit. That's exactly what Green Bay did. Look, we got a great BMW right here, but over there we got the Mercedes-Benz AMG right here. We're gonna take the AMG. That's what they just did by getting Josh Jacobs, man.
Yeah, no, it's I think that Aaron Jones is going to be a very predictably productive player, hopefully for a contending team next season, because he's a guy that's got a little breakaway speed. He can catch the ball. I think that he had a little issue with his hamstring last season to start out.
Yeah, he get nicked up a lot too. That's another thing. He get nicked up a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, Jacobs is a bigger guy, runs with a little bit more of a physical presence. So that'll be interesting to see what Jacobs can make happen there in Green Bay. And finally, Russell Wilson, for the price tag, I think of like $1 million and change, right? With Mike Tomlin and that Pittsburgh Steelers front office are getting a former Super Bowl champion quarterback in Russ for like $1.25 million this year. And I
mean, they were paying the tag. He don't deserve 2 big contracts. He can listen, bring your dumb ass here for this 1.5 million, whatever he getting, the lowest of the tier. And you come here, put in some work, and try to have yourself a renaissance year, which I don't believe you're going to have. When I think of Pittsburgh, I think of blue collar, hard nose. Russell Wilson ain't that. We talking about a weasel. We talking about a guy. One of his demands in going to Denver, he wanted his office right next to the coaches. Ever heard no quarterback doing that? Quarterback's usually with his teammates. You want to distance yourself from the teammates? You think you're better than the teammates? You think you're higher up or whatever. So when that flamed out with Sean Payton, bro, and salute to Sean Payton, he didn't cave and piss and meat glaze this jabroni because he had one championship. He came in and set the tone from the rip. All that kissing baby shit is out the window. I need you to be locked in. All that political shit you try to do, we're not doing that here. So once that didn't work out in Denver, they got that jabroni out of here. That tell you the level of disdain they got. They was willing to eat $85 million. They ate that shit just to get you out of their fucking locker room. I love it. Now you go into a locker room where it's hard nosed. No nonsense. Mike Tomlin ain't having that shit. All that diva-ish bullshit behavior that's done. Leave that shit in Denver. Strap on your boots. Now you got to win a quarterback job against Kenny Pickett. Can you get the job done, jabroni? We shall see. And I don't see this guy being successful in Pittsburgh. I don't see it. You got to prove to me you going to be the shit. Because I don't see it. Y'all going to be in for a long year in Pittsburgh if this sucker is just starting quarterback.
And it lights a fire underneath Kenny Pickett, who once upon a time was a first-round draft pick by the squad. So,
And out your backyard, right at Pittsburgh University for the Panthers. And you get this jabroni? Nah, man. Kenny Pickett, I hope you light up off-season workouts, light up the practices, light up the fucking preseason, and show them you ain't getting this guy to give my job. You ain't giving him my job. Not this guy. Him right here, him? No, absolutely not.
And like you said, no way, no how Russell's headed to Atlanta. Just saying.
Hey man, you can't take your partner back to the lair they came from. That ain't good. I thought maybe he might go to Atlanta. She from Atlanta. But why would you go there when you got heat with Future? That wouldn't have worked out well. So they chose Pittsburgh, where it's cold, it's rainy, ain't a damn thing to do. all you doing is football. That's it. That's all you got to do.
That's
Football,
it.
baby.
That's it. Okay, so moving on to the second phase of the program here. Second question. Andre, what are your thoughts on Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles' moves in NFL free agency to this point?
Howie Roseman is the best general manager in the NFL. Bar none. And this brother took a lot of lumps to get to this level of being smart, being on top of shit, being on top of everything, where this is an opportunity that I must seize. Saquon Barkley, a generational running back. We go get Saquon Barkley. And we already got AJ. Devontae Dallas got it, a strong offensive line, and Jalen Hurts. Saquon don't have to carry a franchise on his back no more like he did in New York. He could just be one of the guys. He could just do what he do, which is run and be great, catch out the backfield. Listen, this is going to be a great year. You can't stack 8 in the box on the Eagles. You can't double cover nobody on the Eagles. If you do, you're going to get burnt by the others. And we have a great offensive line to keep Jalen Hurts jersey clean. Howie Roseman, you the man. I love it. Let's go. My city going crazy right now over Saquon, bro. We are going crazy. Let's go.
Like you said, I mean, Andre, you have seen Saquon Barkley since the early days of him at Penn State. Obviously, you're talking about a preeminent one-of-one, basically somebody that seems like they were built to play running back in the NFL.
This is the best quarterback he going to play with since high school. Because all those other jabronis, the Daniel Jones, jabroni, turkey. Eli Manning, he was at the end of his rope, turkey. Then the quarterbacks he played with at Penn State, Trace McSorley, Turkey Burger. No, I mean, these are the guys he played with. Jalen Hurts, he about to play with the best quarterback of his life. And he about to play with the best team because he got a supporting cast around him. He is going to be great and it's going to show. I'm predicting right now a 1,500-yard rushing season for the man. Let's go.
I love it.
I'm calling it.
I love it because for every loyal listener to our program, you know that Andre has been religiously saying, run the flipping ball.
Run it.
Right? For basically the last, I want to say, 8-9 weeks of the season. And the Philadelphia Eagles, it would seem, are going to reassess and take a step back and rebuild that offensive foundation around the running game. Because, like you said, they've done well with keeping the O-line, the continuity there. You got Juergens sliding into the center position. They recently re-signed,
Landon Dickerson, baby.
Landon Dickerson, Roll Tide, right? So they got a strong front. They're gonna get Saquon in there, like you said, with Jalen in there. That's a running football team straight out the gate.
Oh my God, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? San Fran, I want to holler at San Fran. They just released Eric Armstead too. They talking about getting rid of Deebo Samuel. San Fran, where y'all at? But my beef ain't with y'all. It's with Dallas. Where y'all at, Dallas? Now, Dallas is going to sign Derrick Henry. King Henry's still a guy. I like King Henry. But damn, y'all got to deal with Saquon Barkley now. Saquon was naked in New York when he played against y'all. Now he got AJ, Devontae, Dallas. Got her. Not y'all. Got her. And we got Jalen Hurts to go at. We going to own the NFC. This is going to be the first time we had a back-to-back winner in the NFC East, starting this upcoming season when the Eagles win the NFC East, and the year after that. I promise you that. The Eagles win the NFC East this year, hands down. And don't forget how we love to work his magic during the NFL draft, baby. It's going down, man. How are you the fucking man? Let's go. We go and get Huff from the Jets. Let's go, man. Like, we making noise right now, and we're not done. There's still some holes to fill. But the Saquon Barkley, that's something to give Philadelphia something to talk about, man. Thank you, Howie. Thank you.
Like you said, it's the talk of the town. You got everybody in the neighborhood talking about Saquon coming to the Eagles, coming to the...
Yes.
right? Just giving them basically, like you said, I think that they're out the starting gates right now in the NFC East. Cowboys got to make up some ground. They want to keep pace.
The Cowboys just lost the offensive lineman. They got to get some help in the middle. Defensive tackle, linebacker, safety. Those three levels, they were getting killed in the middle all year. So if they're going to be good, you need to address that. But as of right now, Philadelphia Eagles are winning. Free agency. Let's go, Howard. Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to move into the prediction phase of the program. We're going to talk about the Eagles, player movement, draft, remaining free agency decisions on that front. But we're going to start out Justin Fields, Bears, with Cousins now going to Atlanta. And like you said, leaving that division rival, the Vikings, with an empty quarterback spot. You don't see Justin Fields heading to Minnesota. So
would actually be crazy. Y'all been playing it correctly since y'all moved into new management, picking up draft picks and assets to build for your team. Don't do nothing as stupid as putting somebody, especially if you trade them within the division, an opportunity to have a chip on their shoulder, really lock in and own their craft, and you giving them to a team that already have one of, if not the best, individual receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. You really want to deal with that for the next 5 to 10 years? 5 to 8 years? That'd be dangerous. I don't think they would do that. I think they keep Justin Fields. They're going to trade that number 1 pick to a desperate team willing to give up more assets so they can pick a Caleb Williams, a Jalen Daniels, Drake May, Derek May, whatever his name is from North Carolina. The May family run deep. I watched this brother play at North Carolina playing basketball. So, we're going to see if somebody is really thirsty and desperate enough to move up. And then Chicago moves down a little bit, get you an offensive lineman, there's some great tackles at the top of the draft order, and maybe, like me and you talked about, Marvin Harrison being that weapon, drafted him for Justin Fields, along with an offensive tackle. You can shore up the offensive line by getting some free agents or drafting your first couple of picks, making that offensive on the offensive side of the ball, and then in the back end of the draft some more offensive linemen. You got to protect Justin Fields if you're going to keep him. You have to give him the best advantages to win. And I think if they trade that pick, they can really round out their roster correctly. So I like what the Bears is doing. They're not going to reach. These quarterbacks will be the next in line of great quarterbacks. I will say that. These are some great ones in the mix. I'm really worried about the Patriots, though. One of those quarterbacks go over there with the structure they have. Look what they did to Mac Jones. Even though the problem has been now cut out, the cancer of the Patriots and Bill Belichick now being removed, he's out of there. But do you really want to go there and be a quarterback with the weaponry they have? Shit, I wouldn't. But we'll see. But I like what the Bears doing.
I like what the Bears are doing. I think that, like you said, they have yet to make an ill-advised move, it would seem, knowing when they started, when this, new regime took over that front office, they had a ways to go in terms of stripping it all down, right down to the studs, as they say. So, it'd be interesting to see what Chicago kind of does. With respect to the Eagles, a couple names out there that you mentioned previous to jumping on the program here today. Justin Simmons, recently released from the Broncos. Patrick Surtain, somebody who would be excellent to see in Eagles green, and then L'Jarius Sneed.
I like Justin Simmons coming here, even though he's a little older. He's 31 years old, but he's still an effective player, and he's familiar in Vic Fangio's system. So I can see the connection with them. Now we go and get tricky. What do we do? Do we address cornerback with a trade? Patrick Surtain's name has been coming up a lot in trade talk. L'Jarius Sneed is looking for a new contract. Money the Chiefs can't give him because they just gave Chris Jones that massive deal, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. So, L'Jarius Sneed, I can see him wearing Eagle green. The Eagles have a rapport with the Kansas City Chiefs. They know everybody there. They do good business with each other. That's how Dougie P wound up in Philly, because they made the phone call with Andy Reid. Andy Reid said he's ready. Go ahead and take it. That's how it works. You know what I mean? It's all about relationships. And L'Jarius Sneed is looking for a contract. We have me at quarterback after Bradbury fell off and went from second team All-Pro to first team All-Bum. You got to shore that spot up. I like a L'Jarius Sneed or Patrick Surtain trade. And, hey, we got the ammo to get the job done. Let's see what we can do. Hassan Reddick is on the trade block. Don't forget that. Josh Sweat is also on the trade block. So we're going to see how he about to work his magic. He's the puppet master.
You know what? I can see it now, like you said. I mean, Josh Sweat is a real asset to any squad in the NFL. Same thing goes for Hassan Reddick. And Howie's already now brought in personnel where everybody knows that the Eagles have a, veritable embarrassment of riches at many different position groups. And they
Nolan Smith is waiting in the wings, man. They're ready to unleash him full time. Just hope he can stay healthy. They say N'Kobe Dean going to see a lot of action this year. I hope he can stay healthy. It's always question marks on guys, smaller guys that play that position, especially the linebacker position. So we're going to see. I know they're going to add to it, but I expect some more moves to happen, bro. It's not over. We're not done. We ain't done. Let's go.
Not done. And like you said, I think it would be an interesting development to see the Eagles at some point in the draft. I don't know if he's a first rounder or not, but Jeremiah Trotter's son coming out of Clemson.
I'll bring the baby Axeman to Philly. Bring the baby Axeman to Philly. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was a monster for the Clemson Tigers. He might be in the early to middle part of the second round. Watch out for him. We've been speaking about him for a couple of weeks now. I would like to see him because he has the lineage, the bloodline. It'd be a great story. His father played here. Bring his son here to be an impactful linebacker. I like that. I would love that, and I would second that in a heartbeat. Let's see. We're not done. We're not done. How we got the ball open? Though Jeffrey Lurie got the ball open, but how we could get whatever he wants so we could get right. Watch out. We're not done, y'all.
Not done. And like we were saying, the Eagles window, I don't want to say is only now, but it's definitely now, right?
They're going for it. They're going for it. Go for it, brother. You signed Saquon to a 3-year deal. That means we have maybe a 3 to 5 year window because we got youth behind it. And Jalen Hurts is still only 25, 26 years old. So we got a lot of time. We'll see how this goes. But I say realistically, let's put a 3-year window up there. That's what Saquon signed for. We got a 3-year window to get this thing done. And I think next year we're going to be a problem for a lot of teams, man.
I can't wait to see it all come together. Andre, I'm loving the enthusiasm. Congratulations on the Saquon Barkley arrival to Philly. Right?
Yeah.
As always, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for the education. And we'll do it again next week.
Do it again next week, man.
All right, man. You have a great one.
You too.